think about the fourth quarter, it's really and truly unknowable what is going to happen. And so from a planning standpoint, we said, we're going to plan on things returning to a more normalized environment. Now, that may or may not happen. We're continuing to see elevated at-home consumption, and we're seeing nothing really that will, stimulate a real change absent a vaccine. A vaccine will take some time, obviously, and people have to be confident that, that it works, that they're truly safe before they go out in the world in the same ways. But from a planning standpoint, we thought it was prudent to think about the world returning to a more normalized environment. Now, having said that, during this time, we're investing substantially to connect with consumers to make sure that, as much as this new trial is happening with our brands, our penetration is up, our usage is up, we want as much of that to stick as possible, obviously. We're going to do everything we possibly can to come out of this crisis a stronger company than we went into it. But from a planning standpoint, that's the best we can do, is just assume a more normalized environment.
Sure, and everybody trying to do that. Now, I wonder, though, on the cost side, given what you were talking about in terms of increased costs for sanitation and safety and things of that nature, does that go on beyond the fourth quarter, or does that also normalize in a sense based on where we are with the virus?
Yeah, we think quite a bit will continue to go on. We're not getting into 2021 yet, but as we look at the back half of this year, increases in cost around safety, sanitation, we believe will continue to stay elevated. And some of these things will continue well into the future and in perpetuity. We're lucky in that our plants are highly automated, and so social distancing is not a problem. But increased sanitation throughout the food chain, I think, will be something that continues well, in perpetuity, really.
In the past couple of years with Kellogg, we've talked about innovation, R&D. How do you manage to keep products interesting, to keep consumers eating at home? Now the question might be, how do you innovate to keep consumers interested who are already at home and might already be loyal consumers? Does that change?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because what we've seen is strong brands that are, well known by consumers are really performing well in this environment. People are looking for things that they're comfortable with and that they trust. And so our big brands, you mentioned Eggo and Frosted Flakes and Special K, and, so many of our brands have done very well in this environment. But, we do think and know it's important to continue to innovate and bring new news to people. And so in the second half of this year, one example is our Morningstar Farms brand has done exceptionally well during this time. It's up over 30% year to date, but we're bringing out a new line called Incognito, which is our refrigerated line of more meat analog types of products. So think about burgers and sausages and so forth. And it's a clever campaign. It's great food. And we'll put a lot of support behind it because people are looking for new, exciting things. We'll come out with new, exciting, flavors and extensions around some of our big brands so that people can get excited. They can try new things even as they go back to things that they're comfortable with.